الأخي الزنجل السعدلون وما يتابع ليادي بلاد السودان وهذا من لوني أنا جند الشعب لتحرير السودان يا شباب الدنيا ويا ثوار افريقيا اسمعوا صوتي انا من مدينه كرموك انقذنا واسمعوا صوتي كمان من مدينه كويتا الذي بلد كثير الخيرات فيه كل الثروات الزراعيه والحيوانيه والمعادن فكيف أكون جعان وكيف أكون عاريان وكيف أكون مرضان بدون دواء في بلدي الغنية يا شباب الدنيا ويا ثوار افريقيا اسمعوا صوتي انا من مدينة كرموك ارض انقذنا واسمعوا صوتي كمان من مدينة كابويتا أرض تفوزا لولا خلفيات المستعمر ولا قال لي البرجوازي الحاكم في بلادي فكيف أكون عطشان وبلدي غزير الأمطار وكمان نهر النيل العظيم يشق من الجنوب إلى شمال بلادي يا شباب الدنيا ويا ثوار افريقيا اسمعوا صوتي انا من مدينة كرموك ارض انقذنا واسمعوا صوتي كمان من مدينة كويتا ارض تفوزا الاستعمار البغيض مع البصير تركني مكتف الايدي ومقفول الدماغ بدون تعليم ومفعول دماغ بدون تفكير عشان ما أدري كيف أحرر وأطور بلدي يا شباب الدنيا ويا ثوار افريقيا اسمعوا صوتي أنا من مدينة كرموك أرض انقذنا واسمعوا صوتي كمان من مدينة كابويتا أرض تفوزا ولكن اليوم يا ناس الدنيا ويا ثوار افريقيا أنا غضبت خلاص وأنا رفعت سلاح وأنا بديت تحرير من جنوب بلادي إلى شمال بلادي ومن غرب بلادي إلى شرق بلادي وأنا ماشي قدام لأحرر كل شبر من أراضي بلدي يا شباب الدنيا ويا ثوار افريقيا اسمعوا صوتي انا من مدينة كرموك ارض انقذنا واسمعوا صوتي كمان من مدينة كابويتا ارض تفوزا.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen who have tuned in. Today we will be talking about the root causes of the conflicts in the Republic of South Sudan. Why are we fighting? Why are we killing ourselves? That is our topics today. And kindly, please, I ask you to share this video, share it on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter, TikTok, wherever you are. Please share this episode. We are going to dive in and focus on the root causes of conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. Right at the very beginning, I would like to thank each and everyone who decided to listen to me. I appreciate that. I don't take it lightly. Time is the most important thing. There are so many things you could have done or listened to, but you have chose to listen to me. This is an honor. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Also, I have been sharing a lot of views on this platform, and the views that I share here, they are not necessarily represent the United People's Alliance (UPA), in which I am the Secretary General and also the spokesperson of the UPA. These mainly are my own views on how I see our country. That's what I have done on the previous episodes. But tonight, I am going to share with you the views that are not necessarily only mine, but also were our efforts as the United People's Alliance (UPA), our brothers and sisters, religious leaders, civil society, eminent personnel from the civil society, and also the government of the Republic of South Sudan. We have sat and discussed during the Tumaini initiative, and we have concluded the following to be the root causes of conflicts in South Sudan. So what I'm sharing with you, it is an effort of all these people. How they set and analyze and agree that here are the reason why our country is not moving forward. Here are the reason why our country is struggling. So these views are views of stakeholders, the United People Alliance, the government delegation during Tumaini initiative, and we have identified these to be the root causes of conflict in South Sudan. Let me dive in right away because of the time. The conflicts in South Sudan is deeply rooted in historical, political, economic, and social grievances. Let me read this once again, slowly to you. The conflict in South Sudan is deeply rooted in historical, political, economic, and social grievances that have shaped the country's trajectory. The root causes of instability include weak political leadership and governance, corruption, challenges within the national security architecture, selective disarmament, the politicization and ethnization of security forces, and the erosion of traditional authority. Unresolved historical grievances that their role, there's a lot of historical grievances that were not resolved. The role of diaspora, the South Sudanese in diaspora, has been completely marginalized. dispute over national resources management, nepotism, and the lack of inclusive governance have further exacerbated tensions. The absence of effective dispute resolution mechanism perpetuates cycle of violence, making peace elusive to the people of South Sudan. This is just a general introduction of the root causes of the conflict in South Sudan. But let me summarize them, and I want to make it easy for everyone. And if there is one message that you want to take away from this call, is for you to, if you are asked after this, what are the root causes of conflict in South Sudan according to how the UPA, the eminent personnel, the religious leaders, civil society, the government of South Sudan that were discussing during the main initiative, we agreed to the two main reason or the root cause of conflict. The first one is strategic leadership failure. Our leadership has failed. And it has failed not by accident, it was strategic. But I need to just explain what we mean by strategic leadership. What do we mean by leadership? When we say leadership, people are just quick to point their finger that it is only president who has failed. No, no, no. Yes, His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, as a leader of this country, is responsible for the failure. But it is not only him. The first vice president also is a part of that leadership, Dr. Riek Machar. All the political and military elites who led this country since 2005, from the national government to the state government to the local government, are also part and parcel of this leadership that has failed. So the strategic leadership failure is the one main reason that is the root cause of the conflict. Second one, power struggle. The power struggle between political and military elites are the root cause of our suffering and are the root cause of this conflict. So let me take time to go through each one of these, and together with stakeholders, civil society, we have divided them into 6 main categories. Category 1, it is political governance and leadership crisis. As a country, we have serious political governance and leadership crisis in our country. So what are these? The first one under this category is the leadership failure. There is a stalemate, power struggle. Basically, elites prioritize personal power over national stability. All the elites, political and military elites in South Sudan, they prioritize their personal power over national stability. This is what affecting our country today. It is the elites, whether they are political and military elites, who are allowing our people, the young, the women, the elderly, to suffer. Number two, lack of implementation of peace agreements. Reoccurrent failure to enforce agreements lead to instability. South Sudan, if there's one thing we took away from our brothers in all Sudan, it is this culture of signing agreements and you don't implement them. Sudan was reported to have more agreements signed and none of them is implemented. And that's why Maulana Abul Alier wrote a famous book in which he talks about many agreement dishonors. That culture we have picked up from our brothers in North Sudan. We sign agreements, we don't implement them. We sign agreements, we arrest political leaders who sign the agreement. These are the things that led to the crisis that we are in today. The third one, lack of constitutionalism and violation of the constitution and agreements. Not only you don't implement them, but they even go as far as violate them. You sign agreement, you turn around and you go and violate the very agreement you signed. This has contributed to the conflict we are in. Number four, ethnicized and militarized politics, and also politicized and ethnicized military. In our country today, the ethnicity and military are very much one. You cannot differentiate. Politics and military are almost the same. They are mixed. There is no country that will continue to be successful like that. These are the things that need to be separated. Ethnicity is one thing that we, the people of South Sudan, with our 64 tribe, we can take all these tribe and make a nation out of. The army has to be independent from politics and from ethnicity. It has to be a professional army with a mandate to protect the territory of South Sudan from the external enemy, not the internal one. And politics has to be also separated so that it is only political parties that can compete over political power without threat from anybody. So that's another issue that is affecting our country. Obstruction of democratic practices. Suppression of political opposition limits pluralism. When the opposition groups, there's no political space, the country will not move because democratic practices have been obstructed. Number 6 is abuse of power and injustice. State authority is used for personal or factional gain. That is another problem. The country cannot function when you use the state. In fact, most of us South Sudanese, they don't differentiate between the government and the state. The government, like the one now under President Salva Kiir Mayardit, the executive one, they will come and go. But the state institution, the national security, the judiciary, the national police, our economy, all these institutions are there to stay and serve and work with whoever comes to lead that country. They don't belong to the president. They don't belong to the government of the day. These are national institutions that are supposed to be there to serve all the leaders and the people of South Sudan, as long we continue to live as people of South Sudan. But we are mixing them. The national security will think that they are protecting the president. No, you are protecting the national interest of the people of South Sudan from external threat or from internal threat, but not your mission is not to protect the president. And you all know this. I don't need to tell you, you all know this, but we choose to do otherwise. Number 7, unconstitutional interference in subnational government. The national government disrupts local government autonomy. This is a serious issue because we need the local government not only to be independent, but we need the resources to leave the national government and they go to local government so that our people at the local level could get service they need. The roads, the hospitals, schools are going to be run by local government. Number 8, lack of nationalism. Ethnic loyalty supersede national identity and weakening unity. People of South Sudan, at least majority of us, they are loyal to their ethnicity first, then their region second, then South Sudan last. We have to flip it around. The loyalty should be to the Republic of South Sudan. Our identity, our country, what will unite us, what make us one people is South Sudan. There is no any other thing. Your ethnicity, keep it for yourself. What do you gain if all South Sudanese today become one tribe? What will you gain from it? Let's say South Sudanese have decided to be all one ethnic group. Let's say we decided to say we are going to be all Zande, or we are going to be all Nuer, or we are all going to be Dinka. What do you gain from it? In fact, what is even better is for us to have this diversity, 64 tribes. You know, when you have food, when you go to a restaurant, you go to buffet, and there are different things, chicken, you have fish, you have nice meat here, salad. You enjoy it better than one meal everywhere. You will not enjoy that. It's the same thing as a country. We will be better off as people of South Sudan if and only if we allow our diversity and accept ourselves. By the way, the Somalia that you guys is our neighbor and they've been fighting for a very long time. They are one ethnic group. So becoming one ethnic group is not a solution. So please, this dream of anybody who is thinking that we have to be one people, forget about it. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to help us. Let us embrace our difference, our diversity. Let us embrace the fact that we are 64 tribe or more. Let us work together to manage this diversity. The other thing is persuasion transition, lack of political will. There is no political will to implement agreements, to do the election, to deliver the service. Nothing. Number 10, unaddressed historical grievances within the ruling party. Internal party disputes spill over into national conflicts. The road to independence of South Sudan was a long and painful road. From 1955 until we become independent on July 9, 2011, as people of South Sudan, we have done terrible things to ourselves. And all these things that we have done to ourselves, we have done them historically. We need to really find a way to address them. And the only way to address them is through we sit, we acknowledge them, we apologize to ourselves, we reconcile ourselves, we agree to move on together as one people. Number 11, lack of vision, direction, and clear ideology. Political decisions are driven by interests rather than national vision and ideology. This is another problem. We have lost the vision. The country has lost the vision and has lost the direction. And if you have no vision and you have no direction, you don't go anywhere. You can move around this room and this office time and again, but you will not go anywhere. This is our situation we find ourselves. Number 12, kleptocracy. State resources are looted, stolen, depriving citizens of essential services. Today in our country, you will go to Minister of Finance and everyone, the minister is packed by people who are claiming, I want money from the government. I want this, I want this. But they cannot show you what they have actually done to the government to acquire this money. Because the amount of money that we are demanding from the Minister of Finance, if the business people who are claiming to have done this would have actually delivered the service, the country would have been better than Dubai. Yet, our young people start thinking that we all want to be millionaire in overnight. It's not going to work. What we need to guarantee as people of South Sudan, it is not for us to be millionaire. No. What we need to guarantee is for us, all of us, the minimum we need to have peace, to have democracy, to have institutions that are working for us, to make sure there is food for everyone, there is essential services for everyone. These are what people need. Few of us will become millionaire. That's fine. But let us not assume that everyone will be a millionaire. There's no country like that. Every country around the world, there are millionaires, and our citizen, the middle class. This is what we should all be advocating for. Number 13, it is liberation entitlement. Former liberators feel entitled to rule, blocking participation of other citizens and generational change. There are our brothers and sisters who fought the war of in the SPLM. These are heroes. These are freedom fighters. We respect you. You have suffered for us to be free. You have paid dearly for us to be free. You have done a lot of good things for us as people of South Sudan to be free. But to feel entitled, it is wrong. Because we are respecting, if you feel you are entitled, then why are we respecting you? We are respecting you, we are decorating you because you have done this for free to the people of South Sudan. Do you deserve to be the leaders of this country? Yes. Is some of your colleagues deserve to have support from the government, giving a lot of money to their businesses and help their family? Yes. But please don't feel entitled. This country belongs to all of us. Even the children that are not born today will continue to have this country, and it is going to be their country. So this liberation entitlement is not helping anybody. It's not working. It has to be discouraged. Lack of trust among the political leaders and military commanders. Elite rivalry under governance and peace building. Political leaders in one hand, the military commanders on the other hand. Military commanders think they are politicians. Politicians think they need to control the army, and we are in crisis. Apathy, lack of citizen appetite for participation and ownership on national affairs. Our citizens are really getting tired. They don't have appetite to participate. 16, broken promises and trust erosion. Due to unfulfilled promises on institutions and democratic process. These are the reasons under political governance and leadership crisis. Number 2, we have structural institutional weakness. Number 1, ineffective state. Absence of fully functional, effective government institutions. We don't have institutions. And there is a book by the title called The Way the Country Failed. The essence of that book is saying that the countries fail because if there is no institution. So that's the book, Why Nation Fail. And the conclusion is that nation fail because of institutions. So if South Sudan is going to move forward, we must build strong institutions. So you have weak institutions, fragile judiciary, legislature, and law enforcement enable impunity. You see, our judiciary is fragile. Our legislatures, the members of parliament, we have 1,000 members of parliament, which is bigger than the members of parliament in the US and in China. Yet, we are only 10 million people, roughly. And all these members of parliament, they are the one who's supposed to control the legislatures to make sure that if anybody violates the constitutions or embezzles public funds, should be appear in front of the MPs and face the MPs. They are not doing that. So this is affecting us. Poor infrastructures. We have poor roads, education system, and healthcare. These things limit economic growth. Institutionalized corruption. Public funds and authority are mismanaged, leading to worsening poverty and discontent. Number 3, socioeconomic resources-based conflicts. Persistent poverty. Economic hardship causes destitution and dire consequences in the communities. Number 2, competition for resources among communities. Ethnic group fight over land. They are fighting over water, pastures, livestock, and others. Number 3, it is the issue of land grabbing and land grievances. Disputes over land ownership lead to violent confrontation. Honestly speaking, this issue of land grabbing, it is a serious issue in Juba, in Central Equatoria State, in Yei, in Eastern Equatoria, in our major towns like in Wau, in Malakal, and all the town, we have issues of land grabbing and land grievances. These issues that happen between one community, the Dinka Ngok, and Tweed Dinka, it was issue over land. And I'm happy that the violence has stopped now between these two sisterly communities. But I urge the leaders and the national government to address this issue of land, because if it is not resolved, the conflict will come back again. Number 4, pastoral farmers conflict. Climate change and population pressure increase disputes among communities. In Equatoria, for example, we have people who owns animals that come there from neighboring state, and they're farmers. Always there's a problem there. It has to be organized, regulated, so that if you come with your cows, with your animals, make sure you protect the farm of the other person. The other main issues, which is number 4, is security militarization. And under that, under security and militarization, number 1, we have insecurity. Widespread violence disrupt daily life and economic activities. The people of South Sudan, from east to west, from north to south, all they are asking is security. If there is security in our country, Then they will go farming, they will live their life. Number two is a culture of violence. Armed resistance is seen as a means to power and survival because the country is not moving in the right direction. Everyone is picking gun. Nowadays, our communities, whether in Bahar Ghazal, whether in Equatoria, whether in Upper Nile, are all picking up arms. Community decided to protect themselves. These are clear indication that the country is collapsing in our own eyes because the protection and the security of the country is the first mandate of any government. Lack of professional national army and organized forces. We need to work to make sure we have organized forces, we have national army, a professional national army in which each and every community see themselves in it, represented, respected by the army, by the organized forces. Impunity, dysfunctional rule of law, and justice system. There are people who enjoy this impunity. They can do whatever they want to do and walk away. 5, we have social and historical factors. Among these factors, trauma. Generations of war have left unresolved psychological wounds. Among our people. Legacy of colonialism. Colonial era divisions and policies continue to affect governance. Marginalization of women in public life. Women exclusion from decision making limit inclusive governance. Our women are marginalized. And to be honest, this country will never progress unless and only when we decide as one people to protect our women, give them all the right to participate, take care of their young girl education, make sure they get good education, they compete. Because women are more than half of our population. And once you marginalize them, it means you have marginalized the half of your power. So unless and only if we accept ourselves and make sure women are taken care of, this country will not move forward. Also, marginalization of youth in public life. Use exclusion from decision making, limit inclusivity. Again, youth, our country has more than 60 or 70% youth. They need to be included in all political processes, in the process of state and nation building. We are not doing that now. Abduction of women and children is another problem, is another serious problem. Illiteracy and inadequate civic education. We need to engage on these issues to make sure our people are educated. Civic education is done. Communal border disputes, land grabbing. ethnic polarization, hate speech, and tribalism. The hate speech are everywhere. If you go to Clubhouse, on social media, wherever you are, you see we have serious hate speech among ourselves. These are not going to build our nation. Do we have serious concern in our country? Yes. But hate speech will not cut it. Let us listen to ourselves. Let us try to understand why our people are not happy. For example, nowadays there is a serious discussion between Dr. Deng Bolarwai, who is calling for the Nile Republic, Upper Nile Republic. I disagree with him, and this is what I said in my previous video. But I don't support people who are attacking him, calling him names, including with a wheelchair and so forth. This is not going to help this country. Yes, it is said disability is not inability. So someone can be disabled, it's fine, but is not unable to get things done. I know Deng Bolarwai is a very intelligent man who can contribute so much to this country. You can disagree with him on what he's presenting. Don't humiliate him. Don't attack him. So let us avoid this hate speech and tribalism by people who are just, they take one tribe, they are lazy, they don't want to do their work. They take one tribe and blame it for the whole mess. This is not true. Let us focus and point fingers, like we said in our introduction, that the root cause of the problem in South Sudan are leadership failure and power struggle. There's no tribe that is responsible for this mess. The last point that I will discuss, it is external and geopolitical influences, vested regional and international interests. Foreign actors manipulate internal conflicts for their own gain with support of national proxies. And then smuggling of national resources, cross-border smuggling with assistance of national proxies, and internal borders, land encroachment by South Sudan neighbors. Our neighbors are coming to our land because we are fighting ourselves. So these are the root cause of the conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. You can mainly put them, I put a lot of details, but there are mainly two: leadership failure, strategic leadership failure, and power struggle. Then you can categorize this into 6 main category, which I ran through, and under it there's a lot of details as a result of this leadership failure and power struggle. Thank you very much for listening. Please share this video, share it on your WhatsApp group, share it on your Facebook, share it anywhere. I thank you very much for listening.